Hello and welcome to our next video. In this lesson, we're going to set up Facebook so that we can use it to do authentication on our website. Now, you don't have to do this. The website itself that we've built already has a default authentication built in, but a lot of your clients are going to want to be able to log in through third parties such as Facebook or Google or Twitter. And so in this one, we're going to do Facebook. And it's not much different if you wanted to do Google or Twitter. You just have to go to their specific systems and create your application the same way we're going to do in Facebook. Personally, I find Facebook to be the most difficult one to work with, and that's why we're going to do it. The rest of them seem to be a little more straightforward. So developers.facebook.com, you'll need to have an account on Facebook, of course, and you'll need to get set up to do developers.facebook.com. Once you do that, you can create all these apps that you want to create. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a new application, and we're going to select it to be a website application. So we're not developing for Facebook specifically, we're developing for our own personal use. And so we're going to create a new application. We're going to call this Contact Manager. You can call it whatever you want to. And we'll create a new Facebook app ID. And this is not a test version. And my email, I'm going to put in here my Hotmail. And the category, I'm just going to choose productivity. Then you have to do their little thing, show the photos that have a cat. So let's see, that's a cat, that's a cat, that's a cat. All right, cool. And we have Contact Manager. Now, there are some JavaScript things that you can get right here, which allows you to log in and do stuff through JavaScript. We're actually going to use built-in stuff in ASP.NET, so we don't need that. So what we need to do is actually go to our application. And so I'm just going to select See All Apps now. And if you wanted, you could also create a test application if you were doing a test in production and you wanted to have different setups. For the purposes of our course, we're just going to go ahead and do one specific app for the Contact Manager. So once we're in here, we can see that we have an app ID, which is going to be important. We also have an app secret, which will be important. We'll come back to that in a later lesson, but just be aware of where those are. The most important thing to get set up right now on Facebook, we already have everything done for our application for the authentication, but we need to make sure our settings are correct. So here what we see is we have our information set up, but I need to add the platform here as well. And I'm going to add website. And that gives me a chance to do a site URL. Now, in order to do the site URL, I need to see what I have in my actual application. So I'm going to load up my Visual Studio. And while this is loading, I want to talk about this. If you're going to release this into production, you should use an HTTPS or a secured website to do your Facebook authentication. I don't know that Facebook would let you do it without the HTTPS, so you'll need to have a secure certificate and all that stuff installed. But for the purposes of this course, we're going to go ahead and just do off of our local host for now. And then what we will do is we will ultimately wire this up later to use our release, if we can. Mistake, remove that if we can part. We'll figure that out later. All right, so now that I'm in my web, what I can do is go to my project here, right click and select properties. And on my properties, I have my build and my web. And down at the bottom of the web, we have this, I guess it's in the middle. Here, let's make this a little bigger. We have our project URL, which is HTTP localhost 49.914. So what I'm going to do is grab that, and I'm going to use that on my site URL. And again, since I'm just doing this testing right now, this will be okay. It doesn't need to be HTTPS for sure, at least at this level. And I can go ahead and wire this up correctly on my page. So with that, we now have set up Facebook correctly to handle the security for logging in via Facebook on our website. So we're going to stop this video here. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.